I guess that boat got tired of that little tugboat pushing it around. Hold on, I'll be right back. We at hotel. The demonstration of machinery used as methods of war devices is another reason the earth is so pissed off with materialism. This black man was used as a way of a killing machine. No different than this killing machine right here. It shows you how the resources of the earth can be manipulated in all forms of crimes against humanity. This is what the earth is pissed off about. See this right here? This is cruelty. This is cruel violence that the earth is tired of. This stuff has been going on forever. And this is the reason why mankind is going to be destroyed off of the earth. Because he has no consideration for the earth, no concern for other people. This selfishness right here is the launching of the control of the planet. All these bombs you see being dropped right here was to eradicate the people that lived on this soil. After killing the people, they were able to come in and set up their factories, set up their restaurants, build their homes, and charge the people who was here before all this destruction rent to live on their own soil, just like what's going on here in America. So you can see that the universal elements have a legitified reason, with legitimacy. All this suffering and torture at the hands of these beautiful people, where these Europeans went over there and invaded their land and did the same thing to them that they have done all over the planet. Everywhere they've gone, they've sent groups of people like this there with weaponry and murdered the indigenous autochthonous beings and stole their land from them and forced them into a system of slavery that we are all to this day under manifested. And it's always the black people that have to go with these white people to assist them in their barbarism, but never get compensated for it. I just want to, since we're here, I wanted to show you some of the atrocious stuff that has been going on our planet via military actions of oppression. All this machinery that you see right here in the Vietnam War was money that was confiscated from the citizens. 500 years of slavery put this country in a position where they had the necessary finances to perpetuate more of nothing but the same brutalness, as you can see. Okay, nothing but destruction. Rampant destruction is all you have. All in Vietnam trying to justify their presence there, when we know that it was all about the plants, the opium. As you can see, the sun there, and bearing witness also of the atrocious acts that was committed on these people, more crimes against humanity, okay, by the same people that the universe is attacking right now, telling them to keep their ships off of the ocean, because these same ships were the way they deployed their soldiers, okay, to the other lands where they murdered people, all right? And I'm not ever going to be in any type of format of agreement with any of this type of violence, okay? Thanks to all the non-aviation guys. Thanks for being the successful murderers that you all were. That's all that you were. I don't care if no one gets mad at me for pointing that out, but you're not going to get me to find anything good about any of this, okay? There's nothing good about any of that. I know what went on. They went to someone else's land and terrorized them and murdered up whole families of people and caused nothing but sorrow, tears, and bloodshed, and told the American public that there was a need for that because we were fighting for democracy. But at the same time that you are fighting for your democracy, you have forgot that that's the same thing these people claim they were doing right here. Okay? Same thing, see? The same freaking thing, look. Same thing. Government of people for the purpose of perpetuation of evil. See? That's all it is. Perpetuation of evil. And I'm not talking about as a color. I'm talking about as a propaganda. All these people living good while other people around there were in concentration camps, starving to death, worrying how they were going to feed for themselves, wondering if they were going to be together tomorrow. Small children laying around in little death bundles where they froze to death, and all kinds of stuff at the hands of these people. And as you can see again, the ships out on the ocean. And look, they having themselves a really good ass time. See, while there's so many other people around the world, they get to play stupid shit like this. Where you got, they're so wealthy. And on these ocean liners, with all this stolen knowledge from the ancient Kemetic people, see the pillars? Just thieves and murderers. And how they living so well and so prosperously. Look at the big lobster. I cry out. I mean, they're living really, really good. See? Very rich and wealthy. And we know what they did. They murdered all of the mulatto people and stole all their wealth. And they also stole the knowledge from us of ancient Kemet. You can see it. You can see them fascist pigs. You can see them fascist as hell. You can see the wings on the eye that they stole from us also. You can see the obelisk. See, I'm going to show you. Show you how corrupt they are. They want to claim everything for themselves without giving credit. So the credit is due. I'm sure what I'm talking about. All these ships, everything go back to us. If it wasn't for the ancient Kemetic people building papyrus boats, the whole idea of sea travel never would have came up. This is what I'm talking about. Right here. See? Obelisk. Taking those. You see the pillars? You see? Look at all that fish and that sea, crab, everything, such an abundance of everything, but they want to be selfish and greedy and hoard everything from some murder people in the name of the third rank and all that old bullshit. Look at all the luxury of their cars, how wealthy they are, how well they're living. Look at the big pillars that they don't never give credit to the ancient Kemetic people for showing them how to build. It's all about German technology. And then of course look how well groomed they are, because they've stolen the wealth of everybody on the planet. See, obelisk, Osiris Phallus, see how they steal everything from everyone else? And then use the knowledge to go around the world and teach their children racism and hatred. See, teaching it to their little children. Go out in the world, hate niggas, stand up for your supreme pure whiteness, so we can have war all over the planet, and decadence and starvation and abortions and people having their uteruses ripped out by our scientists of eugenics and all this fascist faggot shit, all this. Look at it. See, and that's the reason why the elements is getting ready to get in that ass, because these bastards right here taught these little kids to grow up and hate other people on the planet and feel like they were superior over other people. And not only did Hitler do that, America did the same thing, because America and Germany is brothers and sisters. All you Europeans on this whole planet are responsible for brainwashing your children into believing that their white skin should give them privileges over non-white people. And all that brainwash shit that you put in your children's head was a form of child abuse. And the elemental forces know that. And that's the reason why it's showing you right now. If you don't stop teaching them that bullshit, I will have people pick up guns and go into your schools and kill their asses while they're in the kindergarten. And I hate to say that way, but I'm delivering information that's very critical. And you guys need to get it. These motherfuckers right here has destroyed your whole culture from the beginning to the end. And these are the people right now that are the Zionists and the Nazis that still got everybody where they can drink, where everybody else is dying of thirst. Look at them. Bunch of faggots. Where are the women at? See? That's their problem. They don't like women. So they have no women tendencies. They know nothing about reciprocity. All they know is envy, self-hate, and murder. And competition, of course. As you can see. They always like to compete, so they have somewhere to prove that they're better than someone by winning things that they have set their odds up in and made all contestants be deprivileged. Then they really get mad. So people like Jesse Owens come around and still show them how bitch made they are. And this is the reason why there's so much hatred and so much competition in the world. And the human family has been so dichotomized because of these people that goes around the world and teach white supremacy and try to come up with this type of contestants, see, to prove that they are the best race of people on earth. And all this competing makes people not trust each other and always have opposition with one another, which makes it where even on the ocean you have boats crashing into each other and all kind of crap like that. It's all because of a system of dull spiritualism, dull-witted people that has used weapons to put themselves in a seat of control that doesn't have a fucking clue to how things work in our universe. I hate to point that out to you guys, but it's true. See, look, planes again. Stolen knowledge, talking about Roman art, ancient Kemetic art, and look at the ruins. Look at the ruins. At war, see? See, at war. Look. This is why there's so much poverty in the world, because it starts with these people. Look at that. The inside contest to see who's going to rule over people. Which one of us is going to be the biggest tyrant? Will it be Britain? Will it be Germany? Will it be America? Will it be Israel? Let's go blow each other ass up so we can figure out which one of us is going to be the most powerful. And then we'll decide how we're going to split the proceeds of all the shit that we go out and pillage and plunder from everybody around the planet. But let's start by destroying our own shit. So it's the whole history of you guys before you went around the whole world and did it to everybody else. Here's the proof right here. What the hell are he smiling for? Everything torn up and dilapidated. How can he find pleasure in that? Tell me that. He done went and murdered all those people and he's so happy. See? This is how you guys get down. And this is the reason why our world is so messed up. And the wind should have came and blew his ass right off that bridge. But it didn't. Because they wanted him to be around to show us just who we could look at as the people that's responsible for the decadence and the messed up conditions on our earth. It all started here. If it wasn't for Luther, that wouldn't be big. As you can see, they're still doing it. Nothing has changed. They're in Iraq today. They could be in Seattle tomorrow. Never changes. People better wake up. That's all I'm telling you, because the UFOs is here to put a stop to all this bullshit. There will be no more of this. No more of it. They've had it. They just had it. These white people, these army building corporations that wants to go around the world and over constantly, 500,000 years ago by if these people don't get stopped. And they will still continue doing the same shit. Over and over again. Look at all these people that they could bring together to murder each other. But when I have a fucking toothache, I can't find no place in town that can pull my teeth. But I bet I can find plenty cops everywhere that'd be willing to shoot my ass and take my ass and lock me up and say, yep, that's another dead nigga. Good job there, OP. You see, look at the destruction. That's what it's all about. This is who you are. This is what you cause. They built all this machinery so it could all get destroyed and destroy machinery. That's what happens. That's the reason why you see boats crashing into each other on the ocean. Because this is the mindset of these people. Always aggression. All the time. All the time. Don't get mad at me for pointing it out. Somebody need to point it out. That's the only way you can see a need for change is that you know there's a need for change. You guys believe that these men are supposed to be doing that. You don't believe that this is godly ordained for a bunch of men like, look, faggot, homosexuality. Why would a bunch of men want to get together like this and fight and kill each other instead of being somewhere with your woman and making love to her? This is the reason why men can't have private rest with women right now to this day, because of this type of aggression and animosity that's all around on the planet, making everybody's mental state be locked down, full of fear, conceptualizations of inadequacy. And how am I going to do that? All the doubt, all the lack of confidence, because men like this get together and don't mind eating garbage ass food, okay? Don't mind sleeping on the ground, don't mind freezing, and don't mind fighting in 14 degree below zero weather. And since it's a class of people like this on the planet Earth, the whole Earth has gone that route. And they find honor in being all broken up and hurt up like this because of their ignorance. They let someone convince them that they are doing a needed task. And they don't recognize the truth is that they are all a nation of criminals. They have spread nothing but sorrow, tears, and bloodshed all over the planet. And will be dealt with. And what is really fitting of all this is that when you die and have to be paid back for all this shit that you did, you're not going to take any of the luxuries with you that you accumulated here. And it's really good to know that. And then they got this, look at it over there. What is that right there? Look at them. Murderers. Let's go at it. Let's see what they do. See? See what it's about? Fire, 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 right? So they done flew planes all around the planet, dropping bombs on people, raping little girls, sodomizing little boys, destroying all kind of nations of people in Africa. Okay? Here's the proof. Here's the proof. A bunch of not happy with themselves men go around make these big weapons of destruction. Huge bombs, right? Not bags of sandwiches. No. No medical supplies, no. What do they want to do? Murder the earth and everybody on it. So now Segmet got sent here because she knows this stuff is never going to stop. She's very wise and she knows that. So she's saying that I've had enough. Pretty much. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. She's saying enough is enough. Okay, I've had it. That's what's going down. All this fires and all this disrespectful men, all this disrespectful women, you know. And it's because of these guys here. I'm just showing you why these ships are crashing into each other. See, all of this warring that you're seeing right now by these white men is what made them all rise into power to have control over the planet. And the same thing that it took to get control over the planet is the same thing it's going to take for them to keep control of the planet. The problem is that they've been sent a worthy opponent, and this opponent is the universal forces known as the goddess Segment and the goddess Bass. I showed you guys them at the beginning. And yeah, they are going to murder all of these regimes of tyrants on this planet. And when I say murder, I mean that because they are all going to be killed. And they're going to be killed justly because for 52 years, there's been me and other people on earth that has witnessed stuff like this and saw them go into these lands of these people, barricade them into their city by building stone walls around that city, barricaded them in, moved them out of one section first, evicted them out of their homes, moved them to an area in Warsaw ghettos where they wanted them to live at. They took them there and built stone structures, stone walls all around that area, locked all those people in there where they was all so crowded in like rats and roaches with each other. And then went in there and preyed on them, making them women prostitutes, making them work for nothing, charging them high, elaborate prices for food, inflated for high prices, just like what America is doing to everybody right now is what they did. The same stuff that you see going on in America right now is exactly what they did and Nazi Germany before all this crap started. You see? And as you can see right here, as I tell you that they stole this from ancient Kemet, I want to show you what I'm talking about. Alright, all this stuff right here, all this battlefield, living outside, and all this shit, and then to this day, every time you look around, somebody want to go camping. I'd be like, no, I do not want to go camping, because camping, to me, reminds me in my spirit of times when I can remember fighting battles, and I do not like it at all. Something about my genetics makes me be able to recall information real good, and I do not like sleeping outside on the ground, because I've done a lot of that in my past lives. I can remember it, and I do not like it. I want to show you, this is actual footage of the concentration camp. That right there, that you saw on that guy's arm, is what, now this is what's horrible. They had the nerves to make these people wear this thing right here, as they call their Star of David, but we all know that's not what it is, because I've already showed you what that is. That is what's above, it's below. There's the 1, 2, 3 equilateral planes. You see them? That is the ground equilateral plane. That is the sky equilateral plane. And that is a union of the sky and ground right there. And it's also a union of sky and ground right there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 equilateral planes. Any way you want to go, you can see that. And then even here you can see little triangles right there. And even if you look inside, you can see what's above is below. You see it? 1, 2, 1, 2. It's always like that. So these people cannot claim this star as being theirs. That is an inverted pyramid as well as an upright pyramid, showing you that pyramids are underground, that's ground level, as well as above ground. Okay, and there's also the 6-pointed star of the goddess, Facet, which they turned upside down and made it a representation of matriarchal when it should have been, patriarchal when it should have always been matriarchal. They have always set up circumstances of poverty where they have no respect for people, and you can see them living really, really, you know what I mean, on the strength where they could sell and make a profit off of selling this stuff to people at elaborate, inflated prices. So they created circumstances of failure for these people so they could take advantage of them by overpricing, overcharging. They created circumstances of hopelessness, no jobs, no anything, and then take advantage of them. And here's the footage of it right here. The thing is though, but this is their footage. And when you're dealing with people like Hollywood, they can make anything they want to seem like the way things really work. But as you can see, this is the ghetto right here. You see he's leaving. Okay, this is the type of reduced status they got put to. You see this guy making a profit from chauffeuring people around on his bike. You can see the little girl and the little boy sitting there wondering where the hell I'm going to get. You know, it just really bothers me to see little children could be done so wrong. You know, this is the reason why the earth is really upset. Look, let me show you guys. Look at this shit. See? And this is what happened to us black people during slavery. And all you white people sat around for 500 years, but then you couldn't do anything because you was going through the same shit too. But my problem is that when is it going to stop? When is people going to get together? This could be any one of our children. Okay, any day now. Any day now, any child that's on this earth and being born into this earth with things being the way that they are, we have a government on this planet that will not have a problem seeing little children like this laying around on the ground starving and dying to death. I could take you to LA and show you that. I could take you to Los Angeles and show you sometimes women sleeping in cars with their children and all kinds of stuff like that. Getting into circumstances with men where they have to flee because of domestic circumstances, and then the city being so racist where if you're a black woman and you need help from people right away, you might run into some of those crackers or those mean, nasty, sorry-ass Mexicans down there who would just purposely shut the door in your face because of their racism. But then at the same time, you could run into some white people or some Mexican people who will go out of their way and work overtime to help you. That does exist also, but the normality is that you're going to run into that one who has some very racist vibrations, because the only way that this type of stuff can happen to small children is that somewhere it must be the type of format for that type of consideration that's already vibrant and thriving. So if this can happen to a small child, then you can easily imagine that the small child that it can happen to could be the small child with that black woman that I just described to you, that could be discriminated against in a world that has proven to you that people can be mistreated for 500 years and it completely get overlooked by a whole world of people. So don't try to act like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, all right? Because we're looking at it right here. Even though they're not black, they are. Because this struggle of these two little kids right here, it's been the struggle of children on this planet for the last 7,000 years. We've had fascist government systems that has created these type of circumstances, as well as abortions. You want to know what's worse than these people sitting here starving, having the experiences at this young age of what it's like to be neglected? So maybe when they get older, they can make a change in the world if they're able to survive that. You know what's worse than that? The little baby that got sucked out of his mama's vagina before it even came out to feel the agony of starvation. To have any experience, it just got sucked out first by the same people who would create this type of circumstance right here to begin with. So don't try to sit there and act like I don't know what I'm talking about when I tell you that the universal forces are here to eradicate and destroy all the materialism that people who make these circumstances occur around small children are motivated to obtain by neglecting these small kids like this. So I know what I'm talking about. There is a reason for these UFOs to be here to destroy the materialism, because while these kids are sitting here starving and suffering on the street like this, there were housing and food kitchens and everything available on another part of town that they just were not invited to because of some fucked up politics. Just like what's going on now, where you see America deliberately giving all the jobs to Spanish people, some of them not even legal citizens, but these same as white men who I just showed you a picture of, these bastards right here, are still in effect and still causing circumstances around the world, like what we just witnessed with these little children here. Let's see if we can get back to them, because they are perfect. Let's go see some more. Let's go see the horror that you guys allow to happen on your watch. And it is your watch, because it ain't mine, because I'm going to tell you something. My watch is just beginning, and this shit going to be eradicated, and they picked the right person for it, because I despise this shit. And that's the reason why I am not going to hesitate to do what's necessary when it's time to do it. Understand that. Because you guys will not do it. You want to sit around here and be worshiping some spook that ain't never going to come and do shit. And the only way you're going to answer your own problem is by identifying that you have problems and doing the right actions to correct them. But no, everybody want to be so busy bogged down to a spook that you never see. And then the people that create this type of circumstance in your life, you run and pay your taxes to, you run and worship on Sunday. All the shit that you're doing is the reason this stuff is going on, because you're not thinking, look at this. And all this going on Jesus' watch. All this, look at it. And that's the reason why materialism is going to be destroyed, because everybody will let these people suffer like this and have houses on earth that no one is even living in, because they want to save it for the Mexican family that they're going to bring over here and give a job to and let work for cheap labor, so they'll make sure that they never be able to do anything. So when they decide to put them in these circumstances, they won't have no financial wealth to back themselves up and be able to stop this type of conditioning from happening to them. They've done it over and over and over again, and right now they're doing it to us melanated men and women on this planet. Y'all better wake up, because we're not real far from becoming these people right here. We're not far from that. They are deliberately taking away our ability to sustain ourselves. Safeway, Fred Meyer's, all these stores you're going to buy your own food in, they could poison everybody overnight if they wanted to. And this is how they roll. This is how they get down. You're looking at proof of it. How can this shit ever had went on the planet? They got so many religions talking about they are all God people and full of love and divine energy to take care of one another. But look at this. Look at the little poverty shoes and everything. Why? Why does this stuff have to go on? Because of this bitch. And because of ignorance of other people like her. And he's getting greeted like he's a great person. And he's the reason, along with all these other people, and all you guys out there, including my ass, that this type of stuff goes on the planet. Because we're not doing anything about it. How can they be sitting there enjoying this morning